Hello! Today's day 24 of VEDA. I have to make a video pretty quickly tonight because I have choir soon. So I found a question game thing video online that I'm going to do myself. It's the Hunger Games tag video thing, midget games stuff. So there's 12 questions. I'm going to answer them, and then if you want to answer them too, you can. Okay. Now, before I start, obviously, if I'm going to be talking about the books, I might talk about stuff that you haven't read yet if you haven't read the books. So if you don't want to hear stuff that you don't want to hear from the book, then don't watch the video. Or, watch it on mute. What is your favorite book in the Hunger Games Trilogy? I would say Catching Fire, the second book, is my favorite book because it has all the elements of the first book in terms of the Hunger Games, actual game stuff, and also more character development and story and plot stuff. So, number 2 is my favorite book. How long would you last in the Hunger Games? I would last a little while. My strategy would be to run and hide for as long as possible. So as long as I could stay hidden, I would survive. I would not win, and I don't think I could kill anybody. So, yeah, I would last as long as I could stay hidden. What is the strangest thing you thought was going to happen in the books? I don't know. That's a weird question. What is the strangest thing I thought was going to happen? Maybe I thought one of the main characters would die in the first book. I don't know. That's a weird question. There's lots of strange things that happened in the book that I wasn't expecting, like all the weird mind games and like futuristic torture technology and stuff. That stuff was weird. Like in the last book when they're basically at war, and all the weird ways that they kill people. That was strange. I wasn't expecting that, like face melting and stuff, like Indiana Jones style. I'll just move on to the next question. How were you introduced to the Hunger Games? Well, my friend Dana read the books a long time ago and was talking to me about them for a while, and I didn't really know what she was talking about. I kind of ignored her. And then it got a lot more popular, and a bunch of my other friends read them, and then I decided that I would read them as well. What the favorite moment that happens in Hunger Games? I don't know if that means in the first book or in all of the books, but my favorite moment would probably be in the second book when they go back into the arena. Spoiler alert. And that's because it was interesting. It was an interesting plot twist, and also it had an interesting real life moment for me because I started reading the books, and then I gave them to my sister-in-law, and she started reading the books, and then she gave them to my brother, and he started reading the books. So we kind of like, I finished a book and then would give it to them, and then they would borrow it, and then he would borrow it as like a little chain thing. Anyway, so I was in the middle of the third book when my brother ran up to my room, opened the door, holding the second book, and he's like, "I can't believe Peeta and Katniss have to go back in the arena!" And then ran out again. So that was actually my favorite moment in the book, but also my favorite moment in reading the books with my family. Who is your favorite character? I like Haymitch. He's my favorite character because he is a jerk, but also smart and helpful. What district would you live in? Well, obviously I would live in 12 because they have a forest and it doesn't seem that bad. The Hob seems like a kind of a cool place. And I don't know enough about any other district. Maybe District 4. Is that the swimming one? Is that where Finnick is from? The one with the sea, the fishing? I might live there. What was the most emotional moment in the books for you? I don't know. The books, the thing I like about the books is that they're really, really fast paced, so you're not like stuck in one moment for a long time. And that's what usually draws up my emotions is when I'm like, sitting in the same kind of like reading this for a really long time, reading a really long explanation or detailed description of some sad event, but they don't really do that in the books. When in the movie, I saw the movie and I cried not when Rue died, but when Katniss was leaving the scene and like did the 3-finger salute thing to the camera, and then it showed this huge riot in District 11, which I believe did not even happen in the book, but later it does in the other books, but not the first one. Anyway, that part made me cry, so that was the most emotional part for me that I can actually remember. What item from home would you take into the arena with you? I would take, I guess they really limit how useful your item can be, so I can't say like a book on poisonous plants or anything. That probably wouldn't fly. Probably My the glasses count? I need these. Does that count as an item? I don't know. A locket with photos in it or something, probably. Maybe I would probably try to find some sort of jewelry that could double as a useful thing, like a necklace with a glass bead that could magnify the sunlight and start a fire or something. What was the most evil plan someone made in the books? The most evil plan. Oh, this is really hard. I should have I should have researched this before I started this. What do I think is the most evil thing somebody did in the book? Probably, I don't know, anything that President Snow did was probably pretty evil. Was there any sort of trickery? I'm sure there was lots of, I don't know. This is too hard. I'm sure if I was reading the books again, I could point out what was an evil thing. I think in the last book, this is a spoiler alert, in the last book when the bombs go off in like the fenced-in area with all the children, that was pretty evil. And then the subsequent second bombing where Prim dies. So I think on the part of the author, that was the most evil part of the book. What are you looking forward to in the film? I have already seen the film, so nothing. But I was just looking forward to see everything. I stayed away from seeing the actors who did everything, so I could imagine them in my own brain. And then I was looking forward to see who they chose to play them and what they really looked like. I guess in the next books, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Victor's house looks like, because I have a pretty good idea in my head. And in the final book, I'm looking forward to see all the underground stuff in District 13. That's pretty cool. Bonus question, who is your favorite villain in the Hunger Games trilogy? I don't really like villains. I like the good guy, but I'm going to say Peeta is my favorite villain because in the third book he turns pretty bad. So that is a way around picking a real villain. I pick Peeta. Anyway, so that is the old Hunger Games tag video vlog fun game thing to do. So if you want to do it too, I put the questions down in the doobly-doo below me, and yeah, video response if you want to, or don't at all, or, watch the video again. And if you haven't read the books, I'm sorry that you listened to this and I spoiled things for you, but they're really good, so you should read them. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!